Hello again, welcome back to the PhatPhish Guitar Studio. I'm Dave and welcome to the Absolute Beginners series of guitar tutorials. You're actually joining part way through the series and I recommend you do these in order, so I'll put a link in the information section down there to part one so you can start and go through these in order. See you back here once you've been through the earlier tutorials. Okay, now the last technique that I want to talk about in this little set of tutorials about making your lead line sound a bit more interesting, I want to talk about string bending. This is one of my favourite techniques on guitar, something I use a lot, but of the basic techniques it's probably one of the hardest to learn, so it might take a little bit of practice. Explain what we're going to do. Let's say we're playing the D here at the 7th fret on the 3rd string and we want to go up to an E, which we can play at the 5th fret on the 2nd string. Now that might sound a bit boring, just going from one note to the other. So you could say, oh well, what I could do is go and slide up. Take that string and just raise its pitch by 2 semitones by sliding up by 2. I could, but another way of playing that transition from the D to the E is to actually bend the string. This is where you really need your thumb. So what I want to do is fret the string at the 7th fret with the ring finger, but have these other two fingers on the string as well, kind of lending a bit of support, and the thumb over the top of the neck. What I'm going to do is play the note at the 7th fret and then bend the string up. So what I'm doing here is a little bit like vibrato, but rather than moving the string ever so slightly and returning it to pitch, we're pushing the string up against the force of the thumb over the top of the neck, and we'll just keep going, raising the pitch even further. But what we've got to remember is there's a target pitch. We're not just bending it until our fingers run out of strength. We're bending this until the pitch of the note gets up to an E. So this is why I was saying you need to use your ears as well. It's not just by playing by looking at where your fingers are or feeling where they are. It's about listening to, well, what does that note sound like? Does it sound like that might sound like my target note? And this is something you really need to sit and kind of practice in isolation. And you get a feel for it. You know, you get to feel what a 1 fret or a 2 fret or even a 3 fret bend sounds like. So practicing that, you need to be very aware that it's going to put a lot of strain on your fingers. Doing an unsupported bend where you just bend a string without kind of balancing the force of the fingers with the thumb is quite a dangerous thing to do if you're not an experienced guitar player. You haven't got as much strength in your fingers, because you can't hurt yourself, you can pull muscles and it'll make it more difficult for you to play guitar. So start really carefully with this, and make sure that you're kind of supporting the bend with these fingers behind the fretting note, behind the fretting finger, and you're using your thumb to counterbalance the force of the fingers, and you're kind of rolling back ever so slightly. If you look at the angle my hand's going at here, and finishing that with a bit of vibrato makes the whole thing just a little bit more interesting. And that's something you'll hear in blues playing all the time, rock playing especially. There's a lot of string bending. It's a very nice, smooth, gradual way to go from one note to the other. Like I say, it will probably take time to get to grips with that. Again, no pun intended. But practice it and think about how you can incorporate that into your own playing. Don't be too surprised if it takes you a little while to get the hang of it, but do persevere. It's a really, really useful technique to have. So there's a few techniques for you to conjure with: vibrato, sliding from one note to the other, hammer-ons, pull-offs, string bending. There's a few other things you can do to make your lead lines more interesting. I'll cover those in a future video. There's plenty enough for you to be getting on with for now. As I talked about in an earlier tutorial, include these things as part of your daily practice routine and focus on getting better with the basic technique, and then look to incorporate them in your playing, playing lead lines and melody lines based around the minor pentatonic and minor blues scale, and thinking about how you can transition between notes using hammer-ons and pull-offs, slides, string bends, and how you can put a bit of vibrato in just to soften off finishing notes and so on. Make it a little bit more pleasing on the ear. Some basic techniques for you there. It's all really now about you going away and experimenting and using your ears and thinking about, well, how does it sound? Do you like the result that you're hearing? And that should be as good a guide as any as to whether or not what you're doing is working or not. Okay, so that's the end of that little chunk of videos. Probably more to follow in the series, but we're going to take a little break now because there's plenty there for you to be practicing and getting to grips with and incorporating into your own playing. So thanks for watching, hope you found that useful, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.